It's a lovely day. Let's try and get some of this done. We've got a start motor and an alternator to do, and a little gearbox collar. I reckon we'll get it all done. A few other things, but I'm not going to go too far today. So luckily, it's right down there in front. It's around too much. Well, that's a starter in. Let's... Oh. I can't believe what a brilliant day it is. Everyone's out, people are doing their gardening, people are, you know, just... There's a man watering his grass, there's another man doing some weeding. I think it's bloody brilliant. Everyone's out just enjoying themselves on a lovely Sunday, and I'm doing other good stuff. Right, see, one starter motor, here we go. Oh, that is beautiful, and no choke. Oh, needs a bit now. Now, I did play around with the indicator relay. I managed to get the indicator relay to work with that new relay, but the only thing is, for some reason now, that flashes constantly. The actual indicators themselves aren't flashing, but that flashes constantly. The hazards work, right indicator works, yeah, left one works. Oh, we must have a dodgy bulb on the right, but they all work, but that now is constantly flashing, and I don't know what that's all about. I went down to several different car automotive shops to see if they could get me a relay to match the one that was in it. That's a mechanical relay. It's got to be a mechanical relay because well, we took it apart, it's mechanical. Now the new one that I got from Coastal Motorhomes, for some reason, I'm assuming it must be like a digital one, it must have a little circuit board in it because it doesn't tick. And I'm wondering, listen, they sell thousands of them for these Talbots with normal bulbs in, but I'm wondering if it's some sort of LED relay, and you know, and that's why it keeps flashing constantly, because there's too much current still going through it, residual current, which is causing it to react. I don't know, I'm just speculating. If you have an idea as to why the light on the dash is constantly flashing quick but the actual bulbs aren't, and everything else, but they still do work when you want them to work, please put in the comments and you tell me, because I don't know. And neither did the bloke in the shop when I said I think this is faulty, this relay. He said nah, can't be. It's been a bit of a circle, but that's all brilliant and it's working fine. Coastal Motorhomes, by the way, I thought, because the bloke told me twice on the phone that they're not going to be stocking parts for Mark 1 Talbots anymore. He told me that when I phoned up a while ago to get a few bits. They were out of stock. I wanted the top and bottom rad hoses, and I wanted the matrix, and I wanted the valve and that. And I said, so when he said they're out of stock, I said, all right, when do you think you'll get them in stock? He said, we won't. he said we can't get them, the manufacturers aren't making them, we can't get them, they're not in stock, they won't come back in stock either. Mark 1 parts are not going to come back in stock. I said, bummer. Alright. Anyway, last week I phoned up again because I wanted something else. Oh, and I wanted to find out about the heater valve. Yeah, we've all seen that. I done a whole video on that. The heater valve, for some reason, is a weird one. It's different. Anyway, I wanted to find out what, because he sells them all day long. They're a specialist in these parts. They are a van and motorhome specialist. Yeah, Talbot specialist. He said, Mark 1 parts, we ain't getting none. And what we've got in stock is what we've got. If they're out of stock, they ain't coming back. And that was for a lot of stuff that I needed, you know. So I was pretty bummed. I was gutted. Absolutely gutted. I even said to the bloke on the phone, I'm really gutted you ain't getting none of these back. What are we all going to do? He said, I don't know, but we ain't getting them back. So I then spoke to a few different people, and they said, oh, we'd get behind them, you know, and I would get behind them, you know. We spread the word, and if there's enough demand for parts, surely the manufacturers will start making them. Either that or Coastal might set something up and make some themselves, I don't know. Anyway, I sent them an email, Coastal Motorhomes, and I said, look, just to let you know, there's a lot of us that will get behind you. We're all really gutted you ain't going to be getting Mark 1 parts for Talbots anymore, and what you can get Mark 2s is limited, but we want the new parts. If we can't get new parts from you, we're not going to be able to get them from anywhere else, really. And then he replied, he said, we have no intention on stopping stocking Mark 1 Talbot parts. And I was like, what? He said, and I'll show you here, here's the email. He said, I've got no intention on stopping stocking Mark 1 Talbot parts. In fact, if anything, we're trying to increase all the time. You know, and I think he was misinformed or whatever he said. The thing is, the bloke on the phone is normally pretty stroppy, but he's quite helpful in a way. But I wonder if there's a phone bloke that's just got the ump and he's just like, and the bloke who answers the emails is like, what are you on about? No, of course we're going to be stocking them. Anyway, either way, if you want Talbot parts, go to Coastal Motorhomes, because we need, whether they're stocking them or not, we need to support places like that sell the parts for these vans, because otherwise, you know, if you go to eBay and get dodgy knockoff parts or whatever, you're not supporting the actual shops that actually are getting the proper parts. I mean, these parts they stock are actually proper parts, you know what I mean? They're from Italy and other places like that. They're actual parts, they're not some Chinese knockoff things. So, anyway, that's that. Crisis over, by the sounds of it, from Coastal Motorhomes. So, man, if they were closer to me, I'd be there all the time. I'd physically be going there, but I have to order online because they're so far away. They're about 4 hours away from me. Anyway, let's get this alternator on, and while I'm at it, I'm going to get the water pump belt on. But the thing is, there's no tensioner, so you have to do it while you've got the alternator belt off. So, happy days. I couldn't be bloody happy. Look at the day, man. It's absolutely gorgeous, man. It is one of the best days. It's over 20 degrees. Let's just have a happy life, man. Well, I was going to change the water pump belt, and to do that you need a bit turn the crank pulley at the same time so that you can get the belt on. But I thought, could have sworn last time it was 32mm, but it ain't, because it don't fit. It's got to be bigger. And all the big ones are somewhere else, so we have to come back and do this another time. I could have sworn it was 32, but it ain't. It's obviously bigger. It must be 34 or so. Anyway, so hopefully that belt's going to be alright for a little while. And I've still got the alternator belt's only about 3 years old. That still looks fine. So we'll have to come back and redo this. Well, not redo it. I've just got to take the alternator belt off so I can do the water pump belt next time. Alright. Let's go and have a look. Alternator's in anyway. And starter's down there. Cool, we're getting shiny underneath this engine bay. All I've got to do is set the tension, attach the little wires, put the cap back on, and we'll fire it up, and hopefully I'm going to try and work out them indicators as well. And got a dodgy bulb. It's not a bulb, it's a dodgy connection for the indicator bulb on there. Oh, we love a bird. Alright, alternator's in. Let's got to make sure it's charging, so let's see what the battery's at to start with, and then we'll see what it's at once we're running. We are, can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. If you want one of these multimeters, there's a link in the description. Bloody good meters they are. Bloody good meters. Alright, we have on this battery 12.63 volts. Okay, 12.63. Let's fire it up and see again. Oh, it'd do if I connected the blooming battery, wouldn't it? Back in a minute. Okay, here we go. Battery's on. Let's see. Oh dear. We don't seem to be charging. Well, that ain't a good sign, is it? That ain't a good sign at all. Huh. Alright. Looks like I had the wire on the wrong post on the alternator. There's two posts to choose from, and then the old alternator only had one post. So I was like, oh, let's just pick a random post. There's nothing written on either post, so looks like I had it on the wrong one. So I started it up, and it was on. I gave it a rev, and it went off. So let's see what happens when I start it up now. Still on again. Huh. Let's give it a rev. And it goes out. And it stays there. Alright. Well, that's interesting. It should go out straight away. Let's go and see what it's throwing out of it. It's getting a bit windy now, but it's throwing out 14.24, so 14.2 volts. So it's charging. It's just interesting that the light stays on, on for a while, but that's alright. At least it's charging. Happy days. More things we're ticking off the list. Morning, you lot. How's it going? I can't believe what a blooming brilliant morning it is as well today. It's just cracking, man. Amazing. I'm sitting here waiting for this to warm up a bit so I can go on my merry way, and I'm thinking to myself, don't you just think that women are underrated? It's like sometimes when they go on about, if you say like they're a housewife, they go, just a housewife, eh? Just a housewife. What a housewife is there is no more, like, that's the top of the ladder, the best of the best. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you know, if you're a housewife, right, think of it. Because I can never understand it when these people, right, people do, unfortunately, look at that. It's a case of people, particularly women themselves. I don't know what it is. You know, they don't give themselves enough credit. I don't think. Tell me if I'm the only one, right? Tell me if I'm the only one, because I find it's a strange phenomena. Because I always look at housewives as being the top of the tier, man. The top. They got more respectful than a woman that goes to work, and I'll tell you why, right? And the reason why this is topics on my mind is because I was watching something on the telly, and where someone said, "Oh, you're a housewife," and all the women there were really like offended, and I couldn't work out why, and they were blooming arguing about it. And my missus, she thinks the same, you know. Because I say to her, I say, but you've got, my job is to go and get the money to give to you, and you are the best. Do you know what I mean? You look after the home, you do look after the children, take them to school, you get all the time with the children, which I envy. I'd love to be able to just spend more time with the kids and that, but I've got to go to work. You know, and you do all the shopping, you do all the cooking. Without you, the household wouldn't run smoothly. Do you know what I mean? So, on this TV blooming programme, right, when they were arguing about, you know, oh, just a housewife, eh? Just a housewife. What do you mean, just a housewife? That is the best thing in the world. You know, I would, in a heartbeat, right, I would stop work, and I would be at home, and I would, you know, I'd love to do that. Be at home more. look after the home, look after the children more, actually, is the main thing. Take them to school, see all their achievements, pick them up, see their smiling faces at the end of the day when you pick them up, you know. And I've had weeks off of work before, you know, where I've done all that, and I think it's the best. It's thoroughly enjoyable, and it's the best thing in the world. I just can't understand it. Please, in the comments, you lot tell me, right? Am I just mad or what? Where I think that women are massively underrated when it comes to that, you know. A woman that goes to work to earn some money, great, really great, happy for her. But a woman who, as a family, has children and doesn't go to work, but what she does is, while the husband is out working to bring the money home, that's his part of the family teamwork. Because a family is a team, yeah? Maybe I'm just mad, I don't know. I don't know. I think the modern world is it's changing to the way that my head is. I suppose maybe I'm stuck in the past. But that's how I've modelled my family, and my wife doesn't really like it, I don't think. I think she wants to... She doesn't like being at home. She doesn't like all that kind of stuff. But when I see other people and they moan about it and they're like, oh, housewife... The term housewife it's deemed derogative, I think. I don't know why, because to me that is the ultimate. That is, if you say a wife is a housewife or a woman is a housewife, that is, you can't get better than that. You know, that is, she deserves the utmost respect. And you know, the husband goes out to earn the money, which is sad. It's for him because he doesn't get to spend time with his wife, he doesn't get to spend time at home, he doesn't get to spend time with his children. I know that because I am a husband, yeah, and I am a father, so I have to go and do that. If I don't go and do that, we don't have any money, we don't have any food, we don't have a house, we don't have anything. So that's my responsibility to make sure I've got all that coming in, right? The wife is more than that. She's at the top. She is looking down at the husband, in a way. Really, no, really, they're both equal. But you know what I'm trying to say? She is like, without her, there is nothing. There's no food cooked. The children don't go to school. They don't learn. They're not dressed and smart, and you know, there is no food because there's no shopping. There is nothing. The home would be a mess. Because there'd be nothing. I can't understand it. So please, you lot, tell me, am I mad, right? I don't know. I don't understand it. And you know, if I'm wrong, I need to know why, because I can't get it. I just cannot get it. I think it's mad. It's truly mad the way that I think it's modern society is these days. You know? Oh, it's just it's loopy. And when women say that they're underrated because I don't know, whatever, because they can't get jobs or something like that. I mean, great. If you want to go and get a job, go to work, brilliant, well done. But you'll get more respect by being a housewife, looking after children, raising a family, you know, looking after a husband. That's just, to me, that is massively respectful. You know, if I meet any woman that has children and is a housewife, instant massive respect. You know, you've got my full respect straight away, because to run a home isn't easy. To run a house with children, you know, is not easy. You know, to have it all running nicely and smoothly, everything clean, tidy, you know, all. Cooking's difficult in itself, you know. Cooking is blooming difficult in itself, you know. A housewife has to blooming cook a nice meal every evening or whatever, you know. To do that in its own isn't easy. Isn't blooming easy, you know. I just think it's mad. It's absolutely mad. For a few years, like, after the first minion was birthed, I went to work. The wife, she went into a bit of a patch. She didn't want to do anything, didn't want to do cooking or anything. So I come in from work, knackered as hell, man. Had to cook dinner and do all that kind of stuff. Clean up, tidy, hoover, do all that. And I can tell you, it ain't blooming easy. It simply is not easy. It is bloody difficult to run a home. So, I don't know. I was watching that program, was it last night or the night before? I can't remember whatever it was. It's like one of them reality program things. And when that come up, and I was thinking to myself, why are these women getting so annoyed because someone said that they're a housewife? Because that is, they should take that as a compliment. You're a housewife. Thank you very much. Yes, I am. I run a home and I'm good at it. Thank you. That is, like I say, a woman that goes to work, even if she runs a family and goes to work, that ain't as good, man. That ain't as good as being a dedicated housewife. I don't know. You lot tell me. Am I completely mad? I have no idea. No idea. Anyway, maybe I am completely mad. I don't know. Either way, all I know is it's a Saturday morning. I've treated myself to one of these hot chocolates. I don't know, they're quite nice. They're expensive. They're at £3 for one hot chocolate. But, you know what? They're a nice little treat on a Saturday morning. Yeah. I don't get them often, but they're quite a nice treat on a Saturday morning. That one actually is not the best one. Sometimes them machines go a bit dicky. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm going to go and do a day's work to provide for my housewife. I don't know, man. You tell me, please, please, please. Am I mad? And if you're a woman, whether you're a housewife or not, or a wife, or even if you haven't got a house, I don't know. But if you're a woman, please tell me your view of it. You know? Am I wrong to give women the utmost respect for being a housewife and not going to work? Should it be the other way around? I don't know. It's confusing. Cheerio, you lot. All the best. Take care. Please just love life. And if you want to see radio stuff, as I say, there is something coming up. It's a Shack in a Box. You probably guess what it is anyway. I've managed to get it from a silent key sale thing. So hopefully it's a good one. And yeah, anyway. And bike stuff coming up. The old Coronum Cycles, he's getting me the bits I need. I've had a chat with him. That bike's going to be the nuts when it's done. You wait and see. I can't bloody wait. This summer's going to be the nuts. I'll see you later.